Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's first episode of the Running Through podcast. My name is Justin Horniker, and you're at the hub of all things Justin Horniker Running. This week, we're going to start today, on Tuesday. The NCAA indoor preview will drop. I went and talked with Chris Cornell. We talked about our NCAA preview, similar to how we did with our U.S. Marathon Trials previews. I also talked to him a bit about how the trials went and just our general thoughts on the sport right now and cancellations going around and what our read is on the situation. So stick around after the predictions for that. And then later this week on Thursday, I'm dropping an interview with second place finisher at the trials, Jake Riley, that I think you guys will enjoy because it hits on a lot of aspects of the podcast that we, just general themes that we've talked about like the past 2 years. So anybody that's been a listener for a while, I think is going to enjoy it with just how nicely everything wraps up with just how he talked about his training and his relationship with Lee Troop, his coach, and everything around that as far as belief and betting in yourself and just everything I love in a story. So stick around, I'll be on Thursday. However, soon, right after this intro, me and Chris will get into our NCAA previews.
I'm here to change the game up. I'm here to shuffle up the deck. You'll probably think I'm
Plugged in. Chris, say something real quick.
Hey. Hi.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Welcome to the Running Through It podcast. This is your host, Chris Cornell.
With co-host Justin Horniker. We're back. Roundtable Boys minus Ian once again. We're back here to talk track and field. Chris, what do we have on the agenda tonight?
Tonight we are going to make our predictions for the 2020 NCAA Division I Indoor Nationals. Super excited about it. We are going to make picks 800 mile, 3K, 5K, DMR on both the men's and women's side. And then if we feel like it, we might pick overall winner. Who knows?
I want to talk about one in particular.
Yeah. A surprise distance only basically squad that's I think they were number 2 in the rankings.
Number 2, they came into the season ranked 23rd.
Well, that's what happens when you have Tyler Day.
They got a tough road ahead of them.
They should put T Day in the 800, the mile.
Just have race like the 4 probably would be. They need to put somebody in the 4. Okay. So do you want to just run into our picks? How do we want to do this? How much stock in the cross-country results do you put into the track field results?
That's a good question. A little bit when I think about people with fresh legs. I take into account more of a negative if somebody's coming off a long cross-country season. Even though we're at the end of February, they've had plenty of time for their legs to recover after cross. But I still feel like, you just have more time to, your body's just a little more beaten down.
Yeah.
And if somebody, maybe redshirted cross, or maybe they're just, they're just an 800 specific runner, they might have a little bit more fresh legs ready to roll.
Yeah. I specifically speaking Winnie Colati. I was well, cross country, she fucking rocked it. But.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think Winnie Colati is going to be negatively affected too much.
Well, Chris, do you want to roll into it?
Oh,
are you ready? Are you confident in your picks?
Yeah. Do we want to go by event, like men's 8, women's 8?
Yeah, I think that's how I have it.
Why don't we start with the men's 8?
Okay.
How do we want to do this? Do we want to go third place, second place, winner?
You give me your top 3. I'll give you my top 3. So let's not do it like we did with. Okay. There's too many to go through.
That would be a lot.
Chris, let's get started. What are your top 3, third through first in the men's 800?
All right. So coming in third, I have Justin Pacifico, senior from Florida.
Okay.
Coming in with a seat time 1:47.97. Number 2, Isaiah Jewett from USC, who's coming in with the top seeded time of 1:46.82. And then winning, I have Devin Dixon, coming off a spectacular outdoor season last year, coming in with a time of 1:47.88 this season. I just feel like he's the man to beat, regardless of what's on paper. He is who I have winning the men's 8.
Okay. Devin Dixon, we kind of the same thought process. I have him coming in third.
Okay.
So not first, but I have him reaching the podium, top 3. I have... Oh, where you go? There we are. I have Isaiah Jewett as second. So top seed, getting knocked off by Festus Legat as my 800-meter champion. Seed time 147.5. I feel like that is an understatement.
Okay. You feel like Iowa State boys.
I feel like the Iowa State boys are ready to go.
Okay. That's cool. Are we putting this on a spreadsheet? Because a lot of times we throw out predictions and we don't record them.
I have this. Give me your top 3 again.
Okay. Justin Pacifico third. Isaiah Jewett second. Devin Dixon winning.
Okay. Yes, I'll share this with you afterwards so that we can
Awesome.
go to town on it.
A big reason I chose Devin Dixon too is he has that 48 or 45 low in
That's
the
true.
400. He's got like crazy speed. And so if it goes out a little slow, like a lot of championship races do, like I just feel like he's gonna have the legs and the speed to take the win.
Yeah, that's what I'm not trying to think about, especially like what championship 800 is ever fast. Like unless it's the Olympics and you're racing David Rashida.
Yeah,
But
like he's got 144 in the 8, 45 in the 4. Like that's just why it's hard to bet against him in my book. So that's why I chose him for the win.
I like it. Okay, moving on to the women.
All right, your turn. You
Okay.
can go first.
In my women's 800, in third place, I have Amber Tanner.
Okay.
In second place, I have Danny Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And in first place, I have Nia Akins.
We were really, really similar there. I have Danny Jones coming in third, Amber Tanner coming in second, and Nia Akins winning.
Yeah, I just think she's too fast to like.
Yeah.
Even if it's a tactical race, I just don't see her.
And that's the thing. I think the only person who really has the foot speed to match her is Amber Tanner. I don't feel like Carly Thomas has raced enough. I feel like Danny Jones is in a good spot for top 3, and then Nia and Amber both have the speed. If it's a tactical race, like I think it probably will be, to duke it out for the win. Part of me wanted to pick Amber Tanner to win, but I just feel like you're right. Nia Akins is a little bit more of a beast.
You couldn't go with your gut enough to make the decision.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
It is what it is.
I'm a weak individual.
Okay, your men's mile winners.
Oh man.
Top
All right.
3. This is where it starts getting interesting.
Yeah, this was hard. Like, I really wanted to pick Oliver Hoare to win, but let me go down my top 3. So, third place, Jordy Beamish, winner of last year's indoor mile. Had a pretty good cross season. Didn't end the way that he would like, but he's raced pretty well indoors at some of the longer distances. We know he's got mile speed. I think he's going to be ready to roll. I don't think it's going to be enough to win, but I do have him at third. I have Oliver Hoare coming in at second. That guy has a lot of tough breaks on the track, man. Mm-hmm. So I want to see him win. Part of me really does want to see him win, but I do think Carlos Villarreal is going to be your mile champion.
Okay. Well, once again, we have the same...
Villarreal.
Villarreal. I think. Once again, we have the same people, just in different orders.
Okay.
My third place, I have Hare in third. So he's coming in with the 3:56.47 seat time. Like, this is what makes it tough, is because I always want to pick people coming in, like, running the best on the season, but you have... like 2 through 16 within 2 seconds of each other, and in a mile race at NCAA is like, who freaking knows. In second place, I have Villarreal.
Okay.
And then in first place, repeating his mile title at Jordy Beamish. Taking it home. Back to NAU.
So, Villarreal has a 146.800 PR.
Yeah.
Hoare has Hoare. I'm so sorry, I'm messing up all your guys' names, man. I'm looking at so many names. Has a 149. We know that Beamish has 350. I'm gonna give him 353 or 4 speed. This is going to be such a fun mile to watch. I think Jordy Beamish has a huge target on his back.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more pressure. I don't know whether he collapsed under that pressure and cross, or if that's something that's in his mind, but it'll be fun to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and I think it's a race where he probably has to win. Theo Quacks probably has to get top 8 if they want any chance of actually challenging for the title. They need to max all those points that they can have. So there's a lot of pressure there to repeat or at least finish top 3.
That's going to be fun to watch Theo race that. Because he knows it's like he's fighting for an NAU title, which I don't know that they originally anticipated that.
Yeah, and I mean, he's in there with that group. So.
No, I mean, they've all got a shot.
That's what'll be fun. Just keeping track of where they all finish. All right. On to... Okay, repeat your picks for me. I didn't write those down. We didn't.
Third place, Jordy Beamish.
Beamish.
Second place, Oliver Hoare. And first place, Carlos Villarreal. Okay. All right. So, should we go on to the women's picks? Yep.
The women's 1 mile run. In third place, I have Sarah Edwards. In second place, I have Danny Rivers, and then in first place I have Danny Jones. So,
okay,
that was my thought. I think
close, man.
I think Danny Jones is just that much better in this field, and it's coming off of the 800 is going to be last, so this is before the intermediate final. I just think that she has, she's coming in a 427 seed versus 432 for Rivers, so she's just head and shoulders above everyone else right now in the mile.
Yeah, no, I mean you're right.
You
might be right. You've got a good point. You're not right yet. You're
Don't,
wrong.
Not so fast.
You're probably right on your first 2, your winner and your second place, but you are wrong, my friend, on your third place.
Lay him on me.
Julia Haymock is going to get third place.
Okay.
Junior from Stanford. She's got 2:04 in the 8 speed.
That's true. That's a good point.
Danny Rivers is going to come in second, and Danny Jones is going to win.
Okay. So we're right on with our first 2. And after that, that's where we descent.
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling speed this year. Just true championship racing style.
I mean, I think that's fair, in any indoor year, the person with the most foot speed is gonna, the turns are harder to navigate, and if you're, quicker, you can, I just feel it sets you up a little bit better.
Yeah.
In general, that's my thoughts. All right. Men's 3K. This is a race with 3 Northern Arizona runners coming in at the top 3 seeds. What are your picks, Christopher?
Third place, Luis Grijalva.
Okay.
Second place, Tyler Day. And your winner in the 3,000 meters at the 2020 NCAA Division I Indoor National Championships, Joe Klecker of Colorado.
Okay. All right. You're high on Joe Klecker.
It's his time. It's his time. Look at what he's been doing. I mean, he's primed to win something. And I don't think he's going to take the 5K away from Tyler Day. I do think that he has his best shot is in the 3K, and he knows that. The 5K is day 1. He dropped the mile for a reason. They're gonna run, he scratched the mile for a reason. He is gonna race the 5K pretty well, in my opinion, but he knows that 3K day 2 is gonna be his best shot.
Where do you think Beamish goes in this?
Top 5 or 6.
Okay.
I think that he's primed for a 5th place, 6th place.
Okay. All right. Well, we are pretty much on the same page here. In third place, I have Tyler Day. In second place, I have Luis Grijalva. And in first place, I have Joe Klecker. So we just have our second thirds mixed up.
Yeah.
I could see the NAU guys running together, though. So either 2 through 4, or maybe they find a way to box Klecker out. I could see Beamish being right there because I think
Can't do Jack, man. You won't be able
you
to
can't
do it.
box him out.
You just won't be able to do it.
But I could definitely see him packing up because they kind of did that a little bit at cross country Nats, even though they raced slower than they wanted to. But that like team aspect. Okay, on to the women's race. This is like I had the most trouble because I think I talked myself into a pick here that I'm like not confident in whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like I wanted it with my heart, not my brain. Talked myself into it. Okay, in third place I have Winnie Colati. She comes in with a 54 seed. Obviously the fantastic race at NCAA cross country nationals, but in the 3K maybe it's not quite where she needs. She's racing the 5K too, so I think she ends up on the podium in both. Second place, kind of off the board for me, was Katie Rainsberger, 856 seed, still really solid. And then in first place, coming in with a seed time of 8:49.63, Whitney Orton.
Okay.
So those are my three. What do you think? What do you think of my Katie Rainsberger assumption? Prediction.
Just blew it in cross. I'm not gonna put too much stock in Katie Rainsberger. I wouldn't be surprised if she hit that top 3, but I don't have her in there. I'm not trying to be mean. I just feel like there's girls in this pack who are more
like it's a tough field. Like this and the 5K are both going to be like hard. It's hard to predict anyway. But
yeah. Well, okay.
If our marathon trials predictions are any indication for how we'll do here.
Oh man, yeah, those are bad. Yeah, those are not great. Sorry, I'm going over my picks here. I'm actually
crunching the numbers.
I have written down. I'm gonna flip my second, third place.
All right.
So I think coming in third, Whitney Orton.
Okay.
I obviously 849. Nothing to doubt there on paper. But I feel like home field advantage for Winnie Colati for a second place in the 3K is where I need to go, because I had Winnie Colati as third, Whitney Orton as second, but I'm going to switch those. My winner has remained the same.
Okay.
Ella Donahue, natural 1,500 miler, coming up to the 3K as of recent. She is a 433 miler with 211 speed in the 8, but she also has an 854 PR in the 3K.
Yeah.
That she means business. Like
she's here.
That's dangerous if day 2 legs are tired, nobody wants to take it. Like that girl is dangerous. So I have Ella Donahue being able to run away with it with like 600 to go.
Yeah, I think that third spot's up for grabs too. Or like the third of the top 3, just because everyone is so close. But you have her winning, so you have her taking it.
I have her winning. I have Ella Donahue winning.
Okay, that's
I have
bold,
Whitney
my friend.
Orton third, Winnie Colati second, Ella Donahue winning.
Okay,
it's
right.
Bold, but at the end of the day, you have to risk it to get the biscuit.
You do.
And ultimately,
if you're trying to win this competition, you gotta go for it.
This
gotta go for
two-man
broke.
competition.
Okay, so moving on, the men's 5K.
Yes.
And this is an event with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Northern Arizona runners.
Yeah, and that's tough. But I'm not gonna doubt myself now. I'm going Joe Klecker third.
Okay.
Edwin Kurgat second. Tyler Day overall winner.
Yeah, you looked at my results and you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna copy
That
every
is
bit.
not true.
Because I also have Joe Klecker third, Edwin Kurgat second, and Tyler Day as first.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it just makes sense, man.
Yeah. How many NAU runners do you think finish in the top 8? How many points do you think they get out of the 5K? Because I think they need to get all 5 in if they want to make this challenge.
So I think it's going to come down to having Blaze Farrow and Ryan Raff race really well. Abi Hamid is going to have to race really well. I do think Grijalva is going to put himself in the top 4 or 5. I think if those guys can go, 5, 6, 7, it's going to have to be a great day. They're going to have to race it really well, but they can do it.
Yeah. I could also see Ryan Raff being kind of like the rabbit role, considering he's coming in last person to make it in, go out for Tyler Day, make sure it gets out nice and fast.
Yeah, he definitely could. I don't know.
It's interesting.
It's
I think this is the one they need to nail, though. If they want to challenge LSU, this is the one.
I mean, ultimately they're going to have to, right?
Yeah.
This is the race where they have the most dudes.
Do a little team running, a little pack running,
Man.
Get out there, make it happen. Okay, moving on to the women's 5K. This is, I feel a little better about this one than my 3K predictions.
Okay.
So I have in third place McKenna Morley from Colorado, 15:26 runner. So that's the one that's a little bit off. A little bit off the beaten path. In second place, I have Katie Izzo. And then in first place, I have home field advantage for Winnie Colati, taking home the win.
Yep. We have our top 2 are the same. And then I have Carmela Cardama Baez. I apologize for messing
I was
up
thinking,
again.
I had her in my third one, then I talked myself out of it.
Dude, you've got to look at the speed on these individuals.
I know.
That's what I'm going with. I'm going for broke on speed, and she's got it. So that's my top 3 for the 5K though. Winnie Colati taking home the dub, then Katie Izzo, and Carmela. I think it's gonna be great. I think all these races are really gonna be something.
Yeah, this is the one I'm looking forward to. I think the 5Ks are what I'm looking forward to the most. I think they have the most the women's 5K is kind of almost a rematch from cross country in a certain way, and then the men's 5K is just that team aspect is gonna be fun to watch, especially when you know kind of what's on the line. Okay, so the DMR. How confident are you in your DMR?
Distance medley relay. I'm not. DMRs are stupid.
They're not. I disagree.
No, DMRs are great.
I love me some DMR
I actually
action.
do like the DMR. I just don't like predicting it. But for the men, I'll take Notre Dame 3rd, Wisconsin 2nd, Oregon for the win.
Yeah, I wish I knew every leg as well as I used to when I was racing. Not knowing who's in what position is kind of tough. But yeah, on my men's side, I have. Okay, what were your picks again? Sorry, I was.
Notre Dame 3rd.
Okay.
Wisconsin 2nd, Oregon winning.
Okay. I have Notre Dame 3rd, Oregon 2nd, Wisconsin winning. Mix it up a little bit.
They're gonna beat Oregon?
I do. I think Wisconsin has it in them. I think they. Let's look at these seed times here. So, Oregon's coming in top dogs, 9:24:52.
Isn't that the record?
It's getting close. Yeah, I think it is. But Wisconsin and Notre Dame are both right there, so 9:25, 0.8.
Yeah. No, nobody is beating Oregon.
You're not on board with me.
Nobody's beating Oregon. Anybody who wants to bet me on that, just DM me on Instagram. The collegiate record holders are not.
I believe in Midwestern runners, and I think that Wisconsin, the Wisco boys, are gonna overtake them.
Oliver Hoare's gonna be trashed by the end of this meet. So
yeah, I have faith though. I have faith.
Sure, dude. All right, whatever.
Okay. Do you, listeners at home, do you have faith in Wisconsin to win over Oregon? Let me know. And let Chris know.
Stop.
That he doesn't have faith. Okay. On to the women's race. In third place, I have BYU because I don't want to pick them to win. It's more of a pick with my heart than my mind.
Okay.
And in second place, I have Stanford. In first place, I have Arkansas. Ian would be very happy with that pick.
We've got a flip. I got Arkansas third, Stanford second, BYU winning.
Okay.
Those BYU women, man, they're not going to lose. Come on, man. I know you don't want them to win, but they're going to win.
What makes you so sure that you're in your distance belly picks? I feel like this is the most you're dug in out of any of the picks. Outside of Joe Clicker.
This is actually probably the one I'm least sure about, but when I'm the least sure, I'm often the most confident.
Okay.
Or I seem the most confident. They had an outstanding cross-country season. I don't think Arkansas has what it takes to beat Stanford, and if you put BYU up against Stanford, I just don't see Stanford beating BYU.
I just wonder, like, the thing that I think about, too, when you talk about Arkansas is, like, I feel like their 400-meter leg is going to be a lot better than what BYU puts on the table, like, for a championship-style race. I don't know how founded that is necessarily, but they also kind of need the win because they're ranked 5th coming in, and this will be one of the later races. There's a lot of pressure there, and I think that Arkansas has proven that they can rise up to that task, that pressure.
Yeah. BYU doesn't have a very good 400-meter leg, but, you know.
Which isn't, obviously,
not the end of the world.
Not the end of the world in DMR, but it does kind of worry me in a situation like this where championship racing, man, anything can happen. Anything at all. We could get every pick wrong. You don't know.
I would hate that, but, yeah. I know that somebody's going to sneak in and surprise us, and it's always exciting when that happens. So, to all you kids out there racing this weekend, I do wish you luck. Sneak in there, prove me wrong,
Sneak
please.
in there, prove Chris wrong.
Race to the best of your abilities. I believe in you. I think you're going to do great. I just don't know who you are at the moment. Make a name for yourself.
What do you think about overall? What's your overall predictions? Overall team finishes.
I'm ill-prepared to make that statement.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
I don't feel confident.
Okay, so let's narrow it down. Do you think NAU has a chance to upset LSU?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I think they have a legitimate chance. They're just going to have to race really well. It's a short trip for them.
True, yeah.
Distance-wise. I think that, obviously Mike Smith is a great coach. He's going to peak them for this moment. They'll be ready to go. It's going to depend on those guys like Blaze Farrow, Abdi Hamid, Ryan Raff, and ultimately the three who have the most on their shoulder, and Theo Quacks.
Yeah.
But, you're going to have Tyler Day, Luis Grijalva, Jordy Beamish. Those guys have to race phenomenally for this to happen.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, we kind of joked about it earlier. Notre Dame came into the season ranked 20, or Northern Arizona came into the season ranked 23rd. They're currently sitting 2nd. However, to do this, they have no one racing under the mile. So any distance, 800, 400, 200, 60 meter, they have no one. 60 meter hurdles, no one. 4x4, no team. Yeah, it's distance medley, no team. They're gonna have to hit, but they have the distance studs to make that happen. Obviously,
they do.
That'd be crazy. It'd be like the single greatest thing I've ever seen.
It would be one for the record book.
Because you're winning it with 3 events.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
It'd be cool if they could have a DMR, man.
Yeah. You just need
find yourself 4 and 8. Have Beamish run the 12.
How hard is that?
Have Theo run the mile.
Find a 400 and 800 meter runner. It shouldn't be that hard. You could have those guys in your cross country team.
Yeah. You can get some walk-ons who just want to be a part of it.
Just want to live in Flagstaff.
Come on, man.
Have someone off the street. You get out of 4, we'll put you on the team. was trying to look because I forgot if they don't have anybody in the field events either, so it is solely those events. So it'll be interesting. I think with that, like, LSU has a better shot just because of like they don't have to like bet everything on 3 events, but I want it to happen. And then every other team is kind of your usual suspects you'd expect. So coming into this race, LSU 1, NAU 2 on the men's side, Oregon 3, Texas 4, Georgia 5th. On the women's side, LSU, Southern California. I can't talk today. Texas A&M, Georgia, Arkansas. So your usual suspects who you'd expect to be track and field powerhouses, and then you have NAU. Can they stop LSU from getting the sweep? Those are the things to look forward to. Closing thoughts, Chris.
Go NAU. I'd love to see men's distance take home an indoor title. Oh man, I don't know. I want to say something inspiring. I don't know that I have anything right now. I just think I think we're in a wonderful moment of collegiate distance running. I think that there's so many great kids out there racing well. I call them kids. They're like 4 years younger than me.
Those young cats.
Joe Klecker, if you're listening to this, I believe in you, buddy.
I'll send
you
it
got
out, Joe.
this. We're going to tag you on Twitter. Also, let's go Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals, because spring training started.
There we go.
So,
all right.
Closing remarks.
Do you want to talk a little bit about your trials experience?
Yeah,
since
sure.
We haven't talked about that since you got back. How was it?
So it was good. It was like really exhausting.
So guys, I fired Chris, but I brought him back. He didn't give me any interviews like he said he would, so I fired him. I felt bad about it. Rehired him. Here we are. He's hosting the event today.
I was sent down to Atlanta as a junior field reporter with
emphasis on junior.
Because I didn't feel like I had reached the like full field reporter title.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I failed. I didn't get one single interview. I had the recorder on me basically at all times. I neglected to get any interviews with anybody.
It's okay.
I was focused on my coaching responsibilities.
That's why I felt good enough to bring you back. You know, I know how hard that was for you.
Yeah, so I was down there with the Kansas City Track Club. We had 4 women, one guy, Quinlan, who had qualified. So I was down there doing that, and I was trying to make sure everything was good for them, and you know, so that they could have the best day possible. And I just forgot. I was trying to do too many things at once, to be honest.
How'd you feel about like the organization of it all?
Oh my gosh, dude, phenomenal. I wish that everybody could have been in like the technical meeting, because Atlanta Track Club was so good. They had everything nailed down. I forget the guy's name who went over all of it, but he was really, you know, he was on his stuff. He was personable. He was funny a little bit, but ultimately he knew what he was talking about, and he gave really, really fantastic instruction. I didn't think like one thing. There's not one thing that I noticed that was like, oh man, they probably should have done that differently. Yeah. I feel like Atlanta Track Club could host any major race after this. They did an incredible job.
Yeah, like I feel like we were all worried about like how the training situation is going to work out, how the gear lineup was going to do, and then like no one said anything about it.
It was fine. So. It was great. It was fantastic, man. There were no hiccups. Like, I'm sure there were hiccups on their end that we just didn't see.
Right.
But man, from a public view, like they crushed it. I was really impressed and inspired, like of what a track club like that can do.
Came back fired up.
Dude, fired up.
All systems rolling.
Oh yeah. We just Kansas City Track Club getting some new gear. Ready to roll in our spring, man. I'm inspired.
How did the athletes feel like they did, the Kansas Track Club athletes? How are they feeling? Well, because I know like we are all proud of them. How did they feel personally?
Like, they obviously all felt like I would say the one word to put in perspective would be like, wow. That was A, hard. B, they were in a level of competition that they're not used to at all. They were battling wind. They were battling hills. they were battling, just an insane amount of competition for the whole way. So I think they all finished and were just kind of like stunned.
Yeah,
but Jessie made it 10 miles and she has a stress fracture. Quinlan, Quinlan raced well. He still ran 2:30 on a course like that in conditions like that. After going after it, like he got out pretty quick. That's impressive. Amy raced really well. Sarah raced really well. Chan was she was kind of disappointed, but all in all, like to finish that race on that course is impressive in its own right. To even line up at that race is super impressive. So I was very happy and proud of all of those athletes. I just think that they were all so overwhelmed by everything that was going on that I haven't necessarily even been able to sit down with them after that to see how they've been feeling, but I think that they're very proud of themselves.
That's fair. It's a big moment to get swept up in. You got to see a couple upsets. You got to see all of our predictions get blown out of the water.
Yeah. I was at the Hoka party. So it was funny because I was like in the coaches, the corral area where coaches could go.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, they're going to the line now. I need to go like find a spot to watch. And where the Airbnb was also basically right at the mile. And there was like a giant Hoka tent right outside my Airbnb. And so I called Ross Larimer, shout out to Oklahoma, shout out to Parkway West, that Ross Larimer, who now works for Hoka. And I was like, yo, where are you? Because he's super tall. I was like, I should be able to see you. And all of a sudden, I'm like at mile 1, I cross the street, and Matt Helbig stops me.
Oh, nice.
And he was like, yo, Cornell. And I was like, oh, hey, man, how are you? And then I talked to him for a second, and then I found Ross, and I realized that I'm like standing in this Hoka party, and you like go up these stairs, and there's an open bar, and there's a bunch of, just Hoka company people, employees, and athletes. And so what we would do is we'd go up, we'd get like a beer, and we'd come back down and watch as everybody would come through.
Cool. I like
So it was fun, man. It was a good time watching it, and I really had a blast because I've never really watched a marathon like that. It was a great time.
Yeah, I think the loops sounded like it was.
The loops were cool. The loops were cool. You got to see everybody just hit the struggle bus lap after lap. I was impressed.
Yep.
Didn't see Galen one time before the race. I was like, how are you hiding yourself?
He was in and out.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. But Bernard Legat was a man of the people. Jim Walmsley was a man of the people. They were everywhere.
Great.
It was so cool to also see like the kids wanting autographs and stuff like that from people like Jim. That's it's growing our sport, and that's incredible.
Who are you most impressed with of that entire race?
Oh, that's a good question.
Pick your brain.
Maybe Seidel.
Yeah, that was because like she made that move, and it's first ever marathon. You're expecting her to falter at some point, and she just like did it. She's strong to the finish.
Yeah. Who else was I really impressed with? I really think Seidel.
Future podcast guest Jake Riley.
Yeah, Jake Riley. Shout out to Jake. Like I didn't know Jake's backstory, everything that he went through with his Achilles. Everything he went through with his personal life, so that's really inspiring. Boulder Track Club, having an athlete go to the Olympics is incredible, so good for you guys.
I thought like Jared Ward had an off day, but the fact that he still finished 10th, like grinding, I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Because like he could have easily just dropped out and not tried to finish, but
I was also watching the race with Scott Fauble's mom. And we were like chatting.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I was hoping that he would do something spectacular for her because she's such a nice lady. Scott, if you're listening to this, your mom's like really nice and like a very kind, genuine person. And she was like talking to strangers about you and your race, and I thought that was really cool. But those names that we were talking about before, like Scott Fauble, Jared Ward, people were talking about Jim Walmsley, and it just those guys had the tiniest of off days and still still what they did is incredible. But man, you have a slight off day, and these guys like Jake Riley are just there waiting to take advantage of it. So
Yeah, I think it's an off day. Off day on that course where it's like unforgiving versus like an off day on, say, like Chicago where you don't have to like climb the hill every other mile. Makes it a lot worse, a lot more rough.
I think people are pissed off about like this course being the Olympic trials course because they want it to be similar to the Olympics course, and it's like this is an honest course. This is tough as nails.
It was going to be because the Tokyo course is tough. So like Atlanta was designed to be a tough course because like Tokyo itself is not an easy marathon course. But then they moved to Sapporo, which is very flat from what I hear. So
yeah, I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know that I'll go right now.
I haven't seen it personally.
I don't want the corona.
I can't go right now, but I've heard, assuming we still have the Olympic marathon, that.
Oh, do you think Boston's going to be canceled?
I think so.
Okay.
I talked about this today. Like, so, New York City canceled the half.
Yeah.
This weekend. Boston just declared a state of emergency.
Yeah.
Like, NBA and hockey games are starting to run to this issue where they're going to have to play either in empty arenas or postpone their games, like, running into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Leagues in Europe are canceling soccer games and, like, postponing the leagues, basically. I just don't see how in 5 weeks it gets any better to the point where they go as planned.
Yeah.
Like, you could reach to the point where it's under control by the time Boston comes around, but then you would have, like, gone through the worst of it. And
I feel bad. All my homies have been trading for Boston.
yeah. I mean,
Griffin
it sucks.
And all those guys.
Like, in Boston in general, it's the People's Marathon, right? To have to, like, cancel it. And
hey, if anybody from the Boston Marathon, any race directors are listening to this, you can move it to Kansas City for 1 year. And the Kansas City Run Club will help put it on.
yeah, we've only had one case of the coronavirus
So
in Kansas City.
you can have everybody change their flights to Kansas City, and we'll do it here. Just one-time thing. Till we beat this thing.
It does suck because, like, Boston won't be the only thing that's canceled that weekend, right? So, like, anything that's even around that. So if you're training for the Boston Marathon, it's not like you can just switch it because everything else in that weekend, it's going to be countrywide by that point. It's going to be canceled or reduced, so.
I wonder if all the people who were complaining about what marathon, the Tokyo Marathon,
Tokyo was the one where
they only had the elites.
Yeah.
Everybody was complaining about that. Dude, imagine when Boston gets canceled. Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but at a certain point, like...
You Twitter folks are going to go nuts, man.
I've been doing my best to warn everybody.
Just relax. You're not going to get your money back.
Don't get your hopes up.
If you want these marathons to be able to continue, they need those funds. That's why they don't give you a refund. Okay?
I'm worried about... So, like, to switch subject a little bit, so Mike Rogers tweeted out today about, like...
Sorry, my wife's cooking.
What is happening? Yeah, let me get the... So Mike Rogers tweeted because there's another, like, meet in Europe. I know this one's in Granada. There's a Granada meet that was canceled. And, like, he's pretty worried about if there's no international track circuit. Like, that's a lot of people's livelihoods who are...
It's cash money, man.
Taken away at that point. And, like, obviously you can't do anything about it, but also, like, sport's going to take a hit if people can't earn a living from it.
Yeah.
So...
Well...
It's something to be concerned about.
I hope they put a clause in their contracts. I hope their agent was good enough to say, hey, if the entire world gets coronavirus, my athlete gets paid.
I would hope so, too. Yeah, so, I don't know what those contracts look like.
All you future agents out there listening to this, put that clause in there.
Yeah, I'm confident that the Olympics are going to happen. It's just like everything getting to that point that I'm not sure about.
I think the Olympics are going to move.
Do you?
I do, yeah. I think they're going to happen, but I don't think they're going to happen in Tokyo.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of up in the air.
Yeah, I think yeah. Just
where would they move to?
The States. I like the idea of just different cities hosting different events, and
that could
hosting it all over the United States.
Yeah, I think like. The tough thing is the logistics of, like, if you're worried about contamination and, like, bringing all these people in, that you're just moving it around from one place to another. But I don't think, like, I'm not a disease specialist.
Yeah.
It's, who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know, man. My wife's a doctor, but I'm not, so maybe she can come on the podcast.
I got a biochem degree, if that works.
I have a business degree.
I know enough to be dangerous. That's what I got.
I know enough to spread fear.
All right, dude.
Okay, I think we should end the podcast.
Before we go spiraling into...
Yeah, into nothingness. Also, shout out to the guy who didn't understand that I was being sarcastic on Twitter.
I think Gary was joking with you as well.
No, he wasn't. He was serious. Gary, I was just kidding, man. I was just kidding. I was trying to be funny, but I'm sorry that it wasn't funny.
Okay, we apologize to people we've offended on Twitter. And with that, Chris, tell everyone where they can find you. For at least my voice. Jesus, what's
at
happening?
CG Cornell on Twitter, which is my semi-professional Twitter. At CG Cornell on Instagram. At what's our home address? I'm just kidding. Those are the places you can.
Where can everyone find us in person?
In person, Kansas City Mo, baby.
Yeah, everyone. So this is gonna go out today on a Tuesday.
Woo!
On Thursday, I'm going to have an interview with Jake Riley talking about his life and his experiences. And
yeah, this is so much better.
But, you're at the right one right now. So be on the lookout for that. 2 podcasts this week. Everyone's excited. Let's sign it off. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Yeah. I'm here to change the game up. I'm here to shuffle up the deck.